Shocker. We had another great month in Calgary and area real estate. Stay tuned for the full update. Welcome back to another real estate market update. I am Scott Glover with Real Broker and the Redline Real Estate Group, and I am your host for these monthly market updates. In this video, I will be summarizing the key facts and provide my takeaways for the November 2021 data that was just released by the Calgary Real Estate Board. Are you ready? Let's go. Consistency is the word of the day right now. Since July, we have seen home sales total over 2,100 for each month, which is unprecedented. As realtors, we always talk about the seasonal trends that occur, and as a result, we advise our clients around them. Well, this year, it's been completely different. There's yet to be a cooling off period in our market. We just hit 2,110 sales, and that is the second highest November sales total ever recorded. The only one better is way back in November of 2005. Here's that 15-year trended sales graph from the Calgary Real Estate Board. You can see November 2021, which is on the far right, is performing much better than any other November along the entire graph. This November is by far the strongest November we have had in the last 15 years. To put this in a little bit more context, the last 7 months of sales here in 2021 outpaced the complete year of 2020. One thing that makes this story even more remarkable is that this is occurring across all price points, all property types, literally all districts, and then all satellite markets around Calgary. When we look closer at the numbers, the biggest uptick is in the household price averages above benchmark this year. A large bulk of sales are transpiring in the upper price ranges of each individual market. So to wrap up the sales summary, nothing seems to be slowing things down. There is some indication that this late year pace is a result of home buyers looking to get into the market prior to the presumed mortgage rate increases. But between you and I believe this would only be a minor bump, not one that would sustain such a high pace. The powers at work here are much greater than just a small interest rate hike. There is simply confidence in our market from greater Calgarians. There continues to be increased confidence in our market from outside of Calgary, from Canadians looking for affordability in their next move, and from abroad, such as a ranking on a recent publication from the top Canadian city to relocate to from money.co.uk. Check out the headline. So that caps off the sales summary. Now let's talk about the inventory story. As we would expect, seasonally inventory is doing what it's supposed to do. It's dropping month over month. We currently sit at 3,774 homes on the market, and this is set to drop to probably near record bottom levels throughout the month of December. Here's that 15-year chart for your reference. As I have been talking about in my weekly updates, we are seeing inventory numbers decline each week, and over the last 30 days, we have seen a reduction in total inventory of about 900 homes. Now, not to sound like a broken record, but this reduction is not for the lack of trying by us as greater Calgarians. As you can see by this next graph, Calgarians have been listing more homes than any other year in our recent memory. Consistency really is the word of the day here. There are less properties on the market for buyers to look at and for sellers to compete against versus last year in all property types. It doesn't matter whether it is detached, semi-detached, row homes, or apartments, or in any of the satellite markets, there is no single market holding more inventory than last year right now. And most are seeing drastic reductions of 30% all the way up to 60%, like in the case of Cochrane right now. Okay, it's pricing time. With supply and demand doing what it has been doing, we can only expect one thing: good news for our home values. If you look at this graph, which shows a blue bar for total inventory and a green bar for sales, when supply comes down, as it's showing, and sales remain flat, the only option is for prices to hold, or in our case, keep going up, even though it's supposed to be that midwinter time where we tend to see a slight slump in our market. This month, we finished by hitting a new high for benchmark prices for the year. Prices are up everywhere and in every property type and every price range. Here is that City of Calgary district graph, and if you focus on the city center right there in the middle, it had a year-over increase gain right now of 3.4%, and then every other district around it has had an at least 8% year-over-year benchmark sales price growth. Now I'll flip the chart up, showing something similar in all the surrounding areas. The gains here start at 5% and go all the way up to a year-over-year gain of 17% in Strathmore. It could not be a better scenario for Greater Calgary real estate than the one we are seeing right now. So if you are a homeowner in Calgary or in any of our surrounding communities, smile with me. It's all good news. So let's wrap up with just a few extra thoughts before you go. The question that comes to my mind when I'm looking at all of this is, how low will we go? And I'm thinking about this in terms of the total active inventory of homes on the market. We have had a great year, and as a result, we have shook off all the rust that our market built up since 2014, but we have not fully experienced that ultra low inventory and those insane bidding wars that many of the other markets like the GTA or Greater Vancouver experience. But if the total number of homes remains low and goes even lower, we do run a risk of getting some hyper price growth like our Canadian counterparts. And as sexy as that might sound for some of those homeowners, it's not healthy. These markets will experience some pain in the coming years. Now looking at this graph, I have placed arrows at all of the points that were at the end of each calendar year. This graph represents months of supply. A lower bar means the market is moving at a faster pace, which can create quick increases in prices due to much more competitive scenarios. As you see, we are already very low when in comparison to recent years, with a citywide average months of supply below 2. That's well into seller's territory. I have a feeling that this is going to remain low, and 2022 will continue to see us with more people moving to our markets, more developers buying in our areas, and more investors placing their long-term bets on Greater Calgary with the high equity that they've built in their home from the markets they are in, and they may contribute to pushing home values up. So as we finish up our best year ever, I would like to wave the caution flag. This isn't over yet. There are some more hot markets to come, so buckle up and be ready. Well, that's it for me today. I hope this helps. And I hope you know that I am here to help you no matter what your price, your location, or your property type. And with our recent move to Real Broker, we have access to almost every major market across North America. Think of me as your one-stop real estate shop. Thank you again for watching another market update with me here at Redline Real Estate. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date on the real estate market as we head into 2022. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you and your family, and we'll see you next month and next year.